side.
No, from
Just turn around so they can see it. Kia ora whānau. This kakahu was made for the people of Whitianga, and only because my own one was getting borrowed all the time. So anyway, Len happened to come around my house one day and I was making it. He says, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Oh, I'm making a kakahu," and I told him the story. And I says, "Gee, and if you become mayor, you're going to be the first one to wear it." And blow me down, he doesn't become mayor. So there it is. Kia ora.
Kia ora, tēnā koutou katoa. Elected members, whānau, friends and staff, I welcome you all and now officially open the 2nd of November 2022 Thames-Coromandel District Council inaugural meeting. I'm Donna Holland, Corporate Services Group Manager, and have the honour of acting Chief Executive for this proceedings. Our communications team will be taking photos throughout the proceedings for a press release later on this afternoon. If you have any objections to your photo being taken, please just let them know. Now, just for some basic housekeeping, it would be great if all cell phones were turned off, please. Also, toilets are out in the foyer where you came in, and also please note the nearest fire exits. In the unlikely event of an evacuation, we would like you to meet down at the evacuation point, which is down the service lane over here outside of Harcourts. I'd now like to invite Frank Thorne to come and open the meeting with a karakia. Frank, over to you.
Kia ora tātou, tēnei mihi ana kia tātou katoa. O reira nau mai hala mai te tini te mano ki konei. Haere tawhiti mai, haere tata mai, mai ngā moka e whā o te tara o te ka Māui tēnei nā, te hau kāinga e mihi kawana nei ki a koutou. Hara mai ki te pūtagi o tēnei pai maunga, hara mai ki te taha tika o tikapa moana. Ngā mea kua haere manuhiri tuārangi mai, nau mai hara mai ki hauraki he au te āwhia no reira. Tēnei he wā nui whakaharahara, ara kai te whakanuia e nei rangatira, e nei pūkenga nā koutou anō i pōti, hoi anō e tika ana kia whakamihia, kia whaka rangatira hea ki tēnei nā tikanga, tēnei nā kawa ara, ko te koromatua hou, ko ngā kaikauniero hou, ko ngā mema hapore hou, o reira koutou, nou te raurau, nāku te raurau, ka ora ai tātou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Ko rangi awatia, ko mahia ngā rangi kia puata kia awatia kia mārama. Ko papatahua roa, ko whakamākuri nei te matū o hauraki, kia tahua nui, tahua roa, tahua hinu, tahua huhua. Ko te rangi e tū, hei āhuru mō wai, ko te papa e takato, hei tūranga waiwai. Ko kari aroto, ko tamaroto, ko hiningaro, whāngai whakapua wai ngia, whakamārama ngia, kia hauraki ai, oroto, o waho, o kiko, o wairua, kia taurikora, kia haukora, kia tau ai te mauri, kia toitu te haurakitanga, turuturu whakamaua, kia tīna, hau me hui e, tai ki e. Kia ora.
Kia ora, Frank. I'd now like to invite Scott Simpson, our Member of Parliament, to say a few words. Welcome, Scott.
Well, thank you very much. Kia ora, tēnā koutou katoa. It's a great pleasure to be here for this inaugural meeting of the Council for the new term of office. And it doesn't seem like any time ago at all that 3 years ago we were in this very same room with some of the people who are gathered here today swearing in the then new council and community board members. And so I'm interested today to see some new faces and also to see many familiar faces. I won't say old faces, but old friends of long standing maybe might be the better way to put it. But I'd like to just offer some words of, I hope, encouragement and also guidance in your roles as elected representatives. Because we together share an important role, not only in our local district, but also regionally and indeed nationally in terms of the roles that we play and the offices to which we have been elected. And it's on that note that I want to, please, senior executive staff, just block your ears for a minute. Elected members will be, I'm sure, inducted and given advice about the roles and obligations under the Local Government Act and conflicts of interest and all those sorts of things. Please never, ever let that be an inhibitor or a roadblock to you engaging constructively, positively and welcomingly with the people who have elected you. One of the things that I hear most frequently in terms of, and this is a comment generally, it's absolutely not specific to the Thames-Coromandel District at all, is often I hear from constituents who say, my local councillor or community board member won't talk to me. I can't arrange a meeting. I can't get an opportunity to make my point or my case to the person who is elected to represent me. Now that's fundamentally wrong. And so, as I say, to council staff who will be inducting newly elected and those who are returning on the rules and obligations of the Local Government Act, please take that advice, but please never, ever, ever lose or miss the opportunity to engage with the people who have given you the privilege of serving on their behalf. Because it is a privilege, it is an honour, and it's also something that I think many people don't acknowledge as well as they could. I'm reminded, and some of you will have heard me give this advice 3 years ago, but I'm reminded of a little speech that then Prime Minister John Key gave to me and the 8 other national MPs who were elected to Parliament in 2011. And he took us aside up in his beehive office on the 9th floor, and I remember being quite struck by the presence of the surroundings and the newness and the excitement of being elected, of the sort of energy and pulse and sort of excitement's probably the best word, but there was a real buzz about being elected. It is a real thing. And anyway, I can remember John Key saying, make use of your time as an elected Member of Parliament or an elected representative. Use that time wisely. Make every day count. Because 3 years comes around really quickly, far faster than most of us recognise or will be aware of as the days tick by. Make every day of your elected office count. You haven't come here to eat your lunch, you've come here to represent people who have given you their confidence and who have confidence in what you will do on their behalf. So don't let them down. And then he said, do the things that you can only do because of the office that you hold. So that means do the things that elected representatives are given the privilege of doing. Go to community events, be engaged, accept invitations, do some of the things that you wouldn't otherwise be able to do if you weren't an elected representative. So take those advantages. And then he concluded with very sage advice, which I think we all need to remember, and that is every day that you are an elected representative is a day closer to you not being an elected representative. So just always remember that these roles that we are given the privilege of holding are not permanent. We have but a finite and limited time to make an impact. to have our influence, and then eventually, at some time, it will be passed to others. So to those of you that are new, my congratulations. Welcome. We represent a lovely area. To those of you that have been re-elected, you know what a wonderful area we have and what a privilege it is to represent the beautiful Thames-Coromandel area. Your Worship, congratulations to you. You've worked very hard, very diligently, and campaigned well. And I'm looking forward to working with you, with your council, and with your community board members to achieve the collective goals that we all have for our region. And yes, there may be times when we have a difference of view and opinion about detail, but usually it's just detail. The overarching and broad picture is one of unanimity. We all share common goals. We want our region to be thriving, to prosper. We want our people to be doing well in their lives, in their businesses, in their domestic relationships. We want all those good things. And where we may occasionally differ, well, it'll be around the detail, but it won't be about the broad overarching view. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to conclude by, again, congratulating you all on your election. I'm looking forward to working with you. Make every day count, and remember, you're not there forever. Thank you very much.
First item on our agenda today is item 2.1, making and attesting members' declarations. I now invite Mayor Len to the lectern to swear his oath.
Kia ora, and thank you, Scott. I, Leonard Thomas Arthur Salt, declare that I will faithfully and impartially and according to the best of my skill and judgment execute and perform in the best interests of Thames-Coromandel District the powers, authorities and duties vested in or imposed upon me as the Mayor of Thames-Coromandel District Council by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987, and any other act.
Would you like to sign the declaration, please, Mayor?
A lot of chains. Always to be wanted to see. Thank you so much. Do this now. Okay. Thank you, Donna. I think this is working. I think it might be working sometimes. I will speak quite firmly, I think. Can you hear me at the back? Okay. Kia ora tātou. Nau mai haere mai. E mihi ana kia toto katoa. E mihi ana kia Scott Simpson. E mihi ana kia Donna. E mihi ana kia Ariana. E mihi ana kia Frank. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. To those gathered here today as visitors, welcome and thank you for coming to share this moment. To our newly elected representatives, councillors and community board members, my sincerest congratulations. I am so very proud of your contribution to our communities. To the staff who have worked so hard over the last few weeks to prepare everything and who have made us all feel so welcome, thank you and thank you again. To Aileen Laurie, who couldn't be with us, our sincere condolences on your loss. We are missing you today, Aileen. We do face considerable challenges, but we also have opportunities ahead of us to achieve real positive change. We have arrived at our roles at an extraordinary time, a time of change in local government on a scale that we haven't seen in decades. As we work through these challenges, I have given a commitment to do everything I can to build a council of consensus. This is the time when we put our differences behind us and we work side by side together towards a common goal. And Scott's already mentioned that, and it's very true. I feel extraordinarily fortunate and privileged that I have been blessed with such a dedicated and talented team and teams of people. I've committed also, as have our council team, to supporting and fostering a work culture within council based on unlocking the talents and the abilities of every single one of our team. A culture based on kindness, professionalism and a passion for what we do. I want the rest of the country to know that Thames-Coromandel is the best council in New Zealand to work in and the best place in New Zealand to live. We will honour Te Tiriti o Waitangi. We will honour our treaty obligations and we will work with iwi as genuine partners. Only then can we realise the true potential of our tangata whenua, our mana whenua, and enrich the future for our mokopuna. The Future for Local Government document released on Friday sets out a pathway forward. We get to have a say in that pathway. Whether or not we embrace that future is in our hands. The choice is ours, so let's choose wisely. Today is the beginning, and I, for one, can't wait to get started. Māori ora kia tātou, haomi e, hui e, taiki e, kia ora.